is comical. Formula One noise is activated, boys. Formula One noise is activated. Near. Go ahead and just rep that instantaneously. Did he realize we could turn our entire boat fast enough to cheek him? I don't think he did. Oh, no damage, though. Comical. Comical, boys. Comical. Hello. Welcome to another Battleship inspection in World of Warships. My goodness. Oh my goodness, we are inspecting, boys. Well, we are inspecting the Indiana, the newest Tier 9 American premium clown car battleship. Holy smokes, dude. Alright, too long, didn't watch. Should you buy Indiana for the obscene, what is it, like 150 plus United States dollars that it's selling for? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. That is like, just, I don't even understand anymore, dude. Um, yeah, you don't buy it, 100%. Now, especially considering that Rhode Island is going to come out on Black Friday event. Rhode Island, even tier for tier, is a much better ship and will probably cost less. So if you really got 150 bucks burning a hole in your pocket that only Wargaming can put their greedy hands underneath that hole, then you just buy Rhode Island, right? So with that out of the way, yeah, it's not worth buying. Um, is the boat good? Is the boat bad? The boat is fucking nuts. I don't know, dude. The boat is crazy. USN bias, absolutely not a thing. No, I am not gaslighting you. Yes, you are insane. No, your reality is not real. There's no American premium ship bias in this game. Absolutely not. Especially when it comes to battleships. I mean, we all know battleships are really a weak class, guys. You know, they're probably the hardest class to play. They can die the easiest. Oh my God, they're just what a weak class. We need to buff them. So, what is the Indiana? Now that we have that out of the way, the wargaming devs are no longer here. Well, the Indiana is an Alabama shoehorned into Tier 9. Now, being a Tier 9, of course, it can run the aiming systems mod in Slot 6, because you get a Slot 6 access on Tier 9s. So, what realistically are the Indiana guns? Well, the guns are Iowa dispersion shooting North Carolina shells, right? Identical accuracy to Iowa shooting North Carolina shells, which means they are quite a bit slower velocity and have a good amount less AP pen, particularly at range. As part of a compensation there, you get a 3-second better reload. This is a 27-second reload instead of 30. So, yeah, North Carolina guns with Iowa dispersion on a 27-second reload on the Alabama hull. The Alabama hull, really the only difference between this and like an NC or something is you get crazy obscene torp protection. I want to say it's like 46-47% base torpedo protection. And they've actually up armored the hull a bit, so instead of being covered in 32, you have the 38 midsection and main belt and deck. And then the Citadel has, of course, what did they do with the Citadel, guys? All right, pop quiz, guys. Premium battleship. Did they A, raise the Citadel up higher out of the water to balance the ship? Did they B, make it a submarine? Ding, 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 ding. Guys got it right. I can't believe what knowledgeable people we have viewing this channel. They, in fact, made the Citadel a submarine. Yes, they did. So that doesn't, like, sound that great, right? That's a tier 9? Really? That's a tier 9? Dogshit HP pool, right? This is, like, tier 7 HP. Barely tier 8 level HP, right? Well, they gave it a 5 km hydro and access to spotter or DEF-AA. We're running DEF-AA. That's not enough, is it? Oh, that doesn't sound like enough. Actually, that probably would be enough to somewhat justify putting the ship into tier 9. It would be a pretty okay tier 9, but what did they do? Well, they just couldn't fucking help themselves, could they? They gave it Formula 1 race car maneuvering. Because of course they fucking did. Because it's a battleship that came out in the last 2 or 3 years. So, to give you some perspective, this basically has the same maneuvering parameters as Release Libtard. if you remember that. So I want you to imagine Release Libertad, where basically when you lock in a turn, you only lose like 10 to 15% of your max speed. You have it now on this. It's even more absurd because the turning circle is like 700 motherfucking meters only, and the hull is small, obviously. So we're running like a 12-second rudder shift on like a 700-meter turning circle with basically the best BB acceleration in the game, and it has mid and top speed acceleration built in as well. It's not just the early accel that like the British boats like Incomp get, right? It's the full-blown acceleration throughout the entire range of your propulsion. So, um, I don't know if you were literally and technically the most maneuverable battleship in the entire game, but combining the turning circle, the rudder shift, the acceleration, and the size of the boat, I'd say you probably just are. If you know of a ship that's more maneuverable than this, I mean, let me know. But I don't think that there is one really that's as maneuverable. So you're basically like tier 8 heavy cruiser maneuvering, arguably even better because of the mid acceleration. So it's a classic battleship game design, really, where like you wish your cruiser handled like this. I mean, you guys wish, you little cruiser players, you would suck Wargaming's cock and balls if you know Hindenburg could handle like this Indiana does. So now the question is, okay, you've got tier 8 guns, you've got a tier 8 hull, you've got tier 8 HP pool, and you're slammed into tier 9. Does the maneuverability make up for this thing being like what 20,000 HP short of IO health? Yes. Yes. There are no caveats. There are no ifs, ands, or buts. Yes, there's probably one situation exactly in the game that can occur where it's not worth it, and that would be you are getting AP dropped by CV planes. So like Hakuryu and Richthofen, obviously because you're a tier 9, you very regularly see tier 10 carriers. Say that as we take out the creature feature. You very, very regularly will run into carriers that have like crazy alpha strike with pen damage, and like North Carolina, you don't get the Alabama heal, you get the improved Montana line heal, right? Which is like what, an 18% heal, but it doesn't have any improved efficiency. So the improved healing really only covers fire damage. I haven't even gotten to the DCP yet. It's hard to keep track of the gimmicks on this clown car. So we're going to push out here. And we are going to put on a little showcase of the maneuverability. Now, I am 3 kilometers from a mines, and I am 5 kilometers from a smoked up Loyang. And both of these ships have pretty good torps. And we're just going to run out. And we're going to just run out, and we're going to slam on the brakes to dodge the mines torps, and I want you to pay attention to my speed. We're accelerating while turning. We're actually accelerating while we're turning, and we're going to get back up instantly to 25 knots to get angled to the Loyang torps, and then we're going to slam on the brakes again to fit between the Loyang torps, and then the mines is pushing us, and he's basically been shocked into not even being able to aim properly. I mean, he's just looking at this like, what the fuck is this clown car? I just torped this thing at 2.5 kilometers, and I didn't even come close to hitting a torp on it. So our guns are the wrong way, but I say all the time when I stream games in this boat, these are like Schrodinger's guns. They are both aimed at you and 180 degrees the wrong way. You don't know until the boat shoots at you. So if he gray lines me, we slam on the brakes and turn out. If he underleads me, we just gray line, and if he midsection, we gray line a bit, and then we turn out, and we just dodge these torps. And our max speed, I want to point out, is about 29 knots, and all of these maneuvers barely lose 4 knots. So now we've got a GK at 7.5 kilometers, and we're turning in, and look at this. We're almost going to, 3 more seconds we'd be angled. Oh, no, he's got me flat. He hits me on the waterline. Oh, that's right. The Citadel's a submarine. Oh, the Citadel's a submarine. Okay, so, Iowa would have been dev struck. Montana on that HP pool would have been dev struck. But this little Formula 1 vehicular, it takes 20k pen damage, even with this guy, I would argue, aiming basically perfectly on me. He doesn't get the kill because it's just a ridiculous clown car. And we haven't even really been able to showcase it. I use it just there. But yeah, you have a 25-second base damage control. Murica, baby. Oh my goodness, Murica. So what you might have noticed also, I'm just speechless even watching this footage back, man. Our concealment's really bad. 15.3 km detect. Is that Indiana's best detection? Absolutely not. No, Indiana gets down to like 12.5 kilometer detection, which is very good. However, we are running the tank plus spec that we did in the Montana video we released a little bit ago. Now, I originally ran that as just playing around. Okay, I was like, "There's no way this is actually a good spec. There's no reason to run that on a ship with this little HP, right? I mean, that's just a really silly build. But hey, we'll just run a few games in it, and then we just kept running games in it because what I discovered very, very quickly is concealment on this clown car is meaningless. Because no one can fucking hit you at 12 kilometers, let alone at 15. It doesn't fucking matter. Just don't take concealment on it. Literally let them shoot at you, let them get 0 damage, let them farm your IRPR, which, by the way, guys, we've tanked 2 mil pot, and the heal is looking pretty fucking nice, isn't it? The heal is looking real fucking nice, having an Iowa heal on a 60-second cooldown because you have no HP pool. But the thing is, because you're so fucking maneuverable, you're like as tanky to AP as a ship like Iowa. And with the 40, with the build, the 42 second DCP. With the 42-second DCP and the crazy healing. I mean, each of these heals with our build is good for like 20,000 damage. It's like almost a third of our ship is healable. And we get 6 of these heals with IRPR. You can't die to a fire. You literally can't die to a fire. So it doesn't fucking matter if you're ever being HE spammed. It doesn't fucking matter if you're ever being HP spammed, because the HE spam, you just heal all the fires or pop the fuck you DCP. And then the AP, there we go, Halsey Confederate, pretty cool. What's the reload? Oh, 19-second reload on our, oh my god. And so, it just doesn't matter. I was running Tank Plus as a troll. I was like, these guns are low velocity, low AP pen. We want to get in close. We want to use our concealment. And no, you don't. You don't give a fuck. It doesn't fucking matter because you can't die in this clown car. You get spotted at 15. Vermont shoots you at 15 kilometers. He does 0 damage because he shoots at you to be here, and then you're over here by the time the shells land. It's diabolical. Oh my god, dude. Fuck. It's just... Oh, man. I mean, here's the thing, okay? And here's the thing that frustrates me is, like, do I think this ship is, like, blatantly, obscenely overpowered? Like, I guess I don't. I don't know, man. Like, yeah. Is it a Georgia level OP? I mean, maybe not. I don't. Maybe though. I mean, it's just like it's a griefer ship. That's what it is. It's a griefer ship. It's broken. Okay. Do I necessarily think it's overpowered? To me, overpowered means no matter what situation I'm in, I'm just in the best boat in the game. Or not literally the best boat, maybe, but like no matter what I'm doing, my boat is exceedingly good. Look at that. You just fuck him. No fires. No fires. And dude, I'm covering 3 salvos with this DCP. I have 3 salvos to kill him before he can light one more fire on me. Oh, and he's dead. Okay. Kraken Confederate. It's like I just don't. It's just such a griefer boat, dude. It's such a griefer boat. You feel like you have to shoot at it because it's in your mouth, and then you don't get any fucking damage on this thing. And it's like, what do you do? Like, what do you do? You're shooting at it. It's like turning in. It's wiggling. It's abusing the shitty auto aim feature in this game. And it's like, what do you do? I mean, what do you do against this boat? Like, how do you punish it? Even if you're in like a 32 overmatcher, at 10 kilometers, you might be aiming at its bow cheek, and then like it just fucking wiggles on you and it catches all your shells on the 38 belt. Like at least if it was a pure Alabama hull, even your 32 overmatchers and like your SAP DVs and your heavy cruisers could at least hit it on the belt. But like the problem is it can wiggle and catch shells on the belt, and then no ship in the game does any fucking damage to the belt. And it's just like an absolute fucking disaster of game design. And at a certain point, it's not even a question of like, is it overpowered? Like, is it objectively speaking overpowered? Like, are you gonna struggle to be like, if you're a really good player, are there many tier 9? Is it like no matter what ship I'm in, I'm gonna struggle against the Indiana? And it's like, I mean, dude, honestly, like I feel like in tier 9, maybe even yes. I mean, I'm like double thinking because like there are situations you get into in Indiana where it does feel like you are in like a shitty tier 8 that got up tiered, right? But like those situations are cope situations, cuz like my go-to example that I was using when I was streaming is like when the CV humps you, right? When the carrier humps your Indiana, it's way worse than like an Iowa, because Iowa just has like a quarter more HP that the CV can grief through. But then like at the same time, yes, that is true. Like, especially like we were saying when AP bombs hit you, like if you get dropped by like a Richtofen or a Hakuryu, your game is completely fucked, right? Because like one decent drop and you're half HP perma the rest of the game. But then again, it's like, I mean, what are we talking about when like our only gripe is that CVs fist us? You know what I mean? And like I feel like that's where I am with the Indiana. Is like my only gripe is if the carrier humps me, I do feel like an up tier 8. But then it's like, okay, but go ahead and play your, Friedrich de Grossa into an Essex and tell me how that goes. So like, is that even a balancing feature? Like the HP pool is low, right? Okay. And I was talking about this a lot over the last few days playing this boat, because I've put a lot of games in this boat in the last 3 days. Um, the only balancing feature is the HP pool. Like that's it. That's the only attempt they made to balance the boat. Because giving it the gimped guns, in my opinion, is such a fucking cop out, because they up dispersioned it. Like, and they gave it a better reload, right? It has a 27-second base reload. Like, yeah, BBs aren't really DPM ships, but like a 10% better reload versus Iowa to get 10 or 20% worse guns, maybe. It's like, yeah, your guns are worse at longer range, but the awkward part of Indiana, guys, that you have to keep in mind is like, are the guns worse than Iowa? Yes, but they're only worse than Iowa guns beyond a certain range. And like, I would argue that range isn't even that bad. Like, beyond about, I would say 13 kilometers, you notice the lack of AP pen. And then beyond about 15 kilometers, right? Because, at ranges where Iowa Citadel is at, say, 15, this might only Citadel at 13. So I'm going to say at like 13 km, you start to notice the lack of AP pen, because you start to get some shatters on BB broadsides that you wouldn't in Iowa. And then probably around like 16 kilometers, you start to notice that bad shell velocity. No improved dispersion on DDs, by the way, as we can see. I like that we can demonstrate it every review we do, that there is no improved dispersion on destroyers. And so, we're in... I don't actually think we're in back-to-back games. I think I cherry-picked that first game because I was trying to show an up-tier game. So we're actually going to look at 3 replays. This one and the next one are the typical back-to-back games that I try to always do for reviews. Back-to-back games, consecutive games, and solo randoms. But that first replay, I threw that extra one in just because it was in a tier 10 lobby, and we're playing on the same map. And in this lobby, we're against 7 and 9, right? Actually, yeah, we're against 7 and 9, but it's mostly 8 and 9, right? So we just looked at an 8 to 10 spread. Now we're looking at a 7 to 9 spread, and we're going to look at one more game after this, and that game is going to be a 9 to 11. That's going to be a super ship game. And I just want it to demonstrate that like you don't really care. Like, gimping the HP pool of ships doesn't balance them. And like, I feel like this is Wargaming's just modus operandi these days to quote unquote balance tier 9 BBs. Like, they did this with Niord, they did this with Carl Johan, they did this with Victoria. And what they do, here's your moment, is they create a battleship that's like either decent or overpowered, and then they slap tier 7 HP on it and call it a day. And in the case of Niord and Victoria, my conclusion is that it actually worked. I think those ships would be legitimately good ships if they had low 80,000 HP pools, but because they have less than 70,000 HP, they're like unplayable against super ships because the base boat is just good, right? The base boat is good, and so the artificially low HP really gimps it. It's an actual crippling factor on those boats. But the problem is those boats don't have cruiser maneuverability. Like, and we can, if you were here for the Tank Plus build, yeah, we're spotting torps at 4-4 because we're running Vigilance. So the most maneuverable battleship in the game spots your torpedoes at 4-4. And it has over 50% torpedo mitigation with the build I'm running. So, number one, you never hit torps on it. So the HP pool, right? There are basically three theories of what bad HP pool does. Okay. Theory number one is hitting torps cripples you because torps are alpha damage, and a 10k hit on 67,000 HP Indiana would be way worse than a 10k hit on 85,000 HP Iowa, right? Theoretically true, right? But the problem is this thing never hits a torp. So theory number one, out the fucking window. Theory number two is you have less HP pool. And so, yeah, fire and flood damage scales with your HP pool. But AP damage from BBs, HE hits, that's Alpha Strike. And so a 10k hit from a Vermont on this thing is like a 14k hit on an Iowa or whatever, right? Because of the less HP pool. But here's the fucking problem. This boat is like 5 times more maneuverable than Iowa. So theory 2 is out the motherfucking window again. And then theory 3 is when CVs drop you for pen damage, low HP pool matters. And that's the only thing that matters on this boat, right? The only actual time the HP pool really matters is a carrier is humping you, and then your lack of HP sucks. Or I suppose if you are like fighting a main at 5 kilometers, the HP pool is a problem. Okay, sure. But like taking medium range fights, like at this range, like this is just more survivable than Iowa. Like fighting in the 12 to 15 kilometer range against battleships, you would just rather be in this than in Iowa with Iowa's improved HP pool. You just would. Like the boat is tankier than Iowa. I don't think there's even like a debate about that. Because anytime you get torped, Iowa hits 1 to 3 torps, this hits 0. Anytime you get shot at by a battleship, Iowa gets chunked for 10 to 20k in the giant superstructure. This loses like 3 to 10k. I mean, like, they tried. I guess they tried to balance it. I mean, like we're able to turn in just enough to ricochet the belt and overpen the superstructure, right? And then, like, yes, when the CVs hump you, it's a problem, but the ship is good anti-air. Like, you get a def AA, and you have decent base anti-air. Like, the base AA is pretty good. I mean, I've had planes where I've had multiple games in Indiana with over 50 planes shot down. Multiple games. Like, of course, running 2.8 AA skill, right? I mean, all of the theoretical like mitigation, I said this way back in the day with the Loria rant review, because kind of the only thing that's theoretically balancing a ship like Loria is it maneuvers like a brick and it has low HP pool. But does it matter if your BB has a vulnerable citadel and turns like a brick when it has 12-3 detect and can go dark at will, and then gamer turn after going dark? Like, does that mean that the bad maneuverability balances it? Not really. And then what else did they do? Well, they gave it bad torpedo protection and bad turnings and low HP pool. So in theory, torpedoes really grief a ship like Loria. Oh, but wait, they gave it improved citadel repair. So no, it's effectively like having real torpedo protection and normal HP pool. And so Wargaming does this, right? Every time they make a ship with low HP, it's like almost never actually balanced. Again, with the exception in my mind of like Niord and Victoria are two recent tier 9 BBs where the lack of health is a serious crippling asset against them. But so I'm gonna take this fight, right? And I'm in reverse. And as you can see here, turning in reverse, we're 12 knots, guys. We're 12 knots turning in reverse. And I am going to angle up and then turn in reverse and get all my guns off. I'm going to show him like 40 degrees to shoot all my guns. And then I'm going to turn. Look at the rudder. Look at the race car rudder shift. Oh, there we go. 50k hit. As like I said, when you're at close enough range to get citadels, you actually have better guns than Iowa because they're Iowa guns with a 3-second better reload, right? Oh, and look at that. We're now perfectly angled again. Oh, let me see. I want to shoot him again. Okay. Let me hard left rudder while reversing. Okay, here we go. Here we go. We're going to get to shoot him again. Alrighty. Let's go ahead and just park here now. We're just going to park right between the torps, right? We've got the Hydra up, so we spot the torps at 4.5 fucking kilometers. Okay, we're safe from the torps. He's about to shoot us. Let's rip the 42-second DCP. Let's turn the hull back in. Oh, and we're already perfectly angled again. All while in reverse, by the way. And then we got a secondary fire on this guy, so we're just gonna cringe on the Neptune. Um, Amazing, incredible. What the fuck is what does Awami do to kill me here? Like, can I ask you? Oh, there we go, Halsey. Yep, Halsey again. I think I got Halsey in over half my games in this clown car. I mean, what are we doing, dude? What do these tier 9 BBs do to fight this thing? Like, legitimately, what do they do? It's also probably, like, the best battleship in tier 9 in a drive-by. Like, unless you have torpedoes on your battleship. We can talk about that. It's probably, like, one of the best battleships in the game to drive-by people in, because you lose no speed while turning, and your citadel is underwater, and you have a fast reload. And, like, you turn on a dime, so your guns are always ready. They can't outrun the guns. Like, what are we doing? Like, what are we doing with this game design? What do these tier 9 BBs do? I mean, you look at ships like Awami. I mean, Tennessee or something. Like, what do they do? I mean, this is a low BB count game, but, like, if you're in a 1v1 against this thing in Iowa, you lose. I mean, you just lose. That's not a debate. You just lose. You can't win. If you're in a 1v1 in this thing against, like, basically any tier 9 BB, unless you get pre-kited on it, you can't win. Like, because it can just run you down and just wiggle in and out, wiggle in and out, wiggle in and out, wiggle in and out. You're never gonna hit it. You're just never gonna hit it. Like, if you try to go for the drive by, its citadel is almost impossible to hit, and yours probably is less hard to hit, right? I mean, like what do you do? And of course, like, we got Halsey 19-second reload. I mean, like what do you do? Like, what do you do? Schrodinger's broadside, this Neptune shooting AP, right? At any given moment when you fire shells at this thing, it's both perfectly flat and perfectly bow into you. You just don't know until the fucking shells reach it, and then you're like, oh, I've caught this man, and look at, oh, okay, he's bow in now. Okay, well, in the 11 seconds, or in the 7 seconds it took my shells to get there, he just went bow in. And that's why I say it's just more of, like, even if you don't consider it overpowered, even if you don't like, you think, oh, the guns, are tier 8 guns, tier 8 HP pool, so, like, I'm not sold, it's not overpowered. Like, at the least, it's like you just have to acknowledge it's griefer game design. It is griefer fucking game design. Like, dude, we all bitch about subs and CVs, right? I bitch about subs and CVs. I bitch about them all the time. You're justified to bitch about subs and CVs. But ships like OG Libtard, this thing, when you fight it, OG Los Andes, they're just every bit as griefing as a fucking carrier. I mean, you could even argue it's more griefing to fight a ship like this or OG Los Andes, because, like, at least the carrier is only fisting you, and maybe you could still damage his teammates. But, like, when you are trying to fight this thing, when you're trying to torp this thing, like, it's more griefing. Like, what's more griefing? Being forced off the cap by a carrier, or sending 400 Shima torps at Indiana and hitting 0? I mean, it's a serious question. Like, what is more griefing? I would argue they're equally griefing, just in different ways. I mean, yeah, this boat doesn't have, like, god tier damage output, or, like, god tier salvo weight, or, like, crazy HE spam or anything like that, right? The guns are serviceable. The guns are good. Like I said, though, if you get within close range, I mean, they're better than Iowa guns, because it's just Iowa with 3-second better reload. But, like, if you can get in range the Citadel, the guns are just as good. Sure, the guns aren't cracked or anything. They're not incredible. These aren't, like, Georgia guns or Sun Yat-sen guns, right? Or something like that. Sure. But it doesn't matter, because, yeah, okay, let's say maybe in Iowa in a fight against you does 15k every salvo, and this does only 10k because, whatever. These guns are slower, easier to dodge. Maybe this averages 10k when Iowa would average 15k. Yeah, but the thing is, when you shoot back at it, you average like 5k instead of 15k. So does it really matter that you're getting away with receiving less damage because the guns are a little slower? No. And I mean, like broadside Lepanto, 15 kilometers, right? We're still going to sit it on. So it's just one of those things where it's just like, it's aggravating to play against. It's so, like, you can almost see the frustration on people. Like, when I play this boat, I was playing this boat last night, the day of recording this, like, it's just, you can almost, like, see that people start to get tilted, especially because a lot of the time they just stop shooting at you. Like, I've had so many situations in this boat where I'm objectively, like, the most pressing threat to somebody. Like, I'm in their mouth, right? I'm, like, 12 kilometers away from a battleship pushing him, and he'll shoot me twice, And then you can just like watch the decision be made in his mind, like, all right, fuck it. I'm just not shooting at this thing again. And it's so easy to grief people. Like you can play near islands. If you play with your bow near an island, but you're totally exposed, you can just farm people while flat broadside, and then you wait for them to turn the guns. Right, they're like, oh fuck, this Indiana's farming me, but he's flat to me. Let me spend 20 seconds turning my battleship guns. All right, hit the crank the guns, shovel the fucking coal in, turn those turrets, baby. The turrets get almost turned. You just go, race car noises. You just go, just zoom in behind the rock, just like you could do with OG Libtard, and it's just like, look at this. This guy peeked out to try to smash me because I was 45 degrees. By the time he peeks out, I'm perfectly angled. We don't have the superstructure of Iowa, so that's probably 15k on Iowa. It's 8k on us, right? And that's the thing. Like this HP pool just literally doesn't matter unless a CV is dropping you. With I would say argue specifically bombs, because CV torps are healable and you have crazy healing, so you don't really care about that much, and it's super maneuverable. CV rockets, you're super maneuverable. Like there's basically one situation where the HP really matters, and it's carriers bombing you. Like these Dutch airstrike ships, bro. It's so hard for them to hit you in this thing. CVs with the torps or the rockets, it's so hard for them to hit you in this thing. I mean, it's just don't even know. I mean, we're in a bottom. We can peep the matchmaker, right? I'm one of like how many? 1, 2, 3, 4. There's only 4 tier 9s. I mean, this game is basically all tier 10 and super ship, and it's like you have half the health, right? I mean, this thing has half the health of a main, half the fucking health. So okay, sure. If I'm full HP, and the main is full HP, and we're both running at each other at 10 kilometers. Yeah, I mean, I'm not winning that, right? But then again, right? Is that an indictment on a boat that it can't fight a main? Like, nothing can fight a main. It's a tier 15 ship. I mean, but that's the excuses I see like people make about this boat. Is like, oh well, you're in a super ship lobby and you're fucked. It's like, what tier 9 isn't fucked in super ship lobbies? I would argue this is way less fucked in a super ship lobby than the average tier 9 BB. I mean, I would legitimately argue that like this is less fucked against tier 9 surface ships than Iowa or FDG or Alsace or Lepanto. I mean, like pick a boat, dude. I mean, pick a tier 9 BB and like try to argue that it's more or it's less fucked against super ships than this, cuz like none of them really are. I mean, yeah, the HP pool, like, you can get in a situation, you can theoretically look at this DCP, dude. It's still active. Normal USN DCP is down right now. We're running this 42-second DCP build. It's going to cover his next salvo, too, probably. Like, it's like 4 PVO salvos. It's like 4 of his salvos are covered by the same DCP. Oh, dude, it's a disaster. I mean, it's just a disaster. Like, trying to kill this thing in any cruiser. Like, just what do you do? Like, what are you doing against this thing in even, like, tier 10 cruisers, right? I mean, it's so much more maneuverable than most BBs. Even if you're in a cruiser like Hindenburg, Henri, PVO, right? Ships that pen this thing everywhere. Like, it's just going to wiggle in and out of your HE salvos. I mean, I've had games where I've, like, juked Moskva shells at 12. Just not even kidding, bro. Like, you can juke railgun cruiser HE at 12. I mean, I don't know. We're gonna have a moment in this game, so I'm gonna sit on this rock and I'm gonna farm, right? And in a farming situation at medium to long range, right? Obviously, Iowa's got the better guns, but like, I'm gonna poke out a little bit too far here. I actually make quite a big mistake, right? But the thing is, our Citadel being a submarine means that like even if this Thunderer, catches me right on the water line, he's just almost never gonna get a Citadel, right? He's just almost never going to get one. And like also your rearward, like look at this rearward acceleration too. Like it's abnormally good as well. The Def AA lets me shoot down all of the PVO planes. Like the Def AA, like I don't know, dude. I think there's a lot of coping from people who are like, well, it still doesn't really deter CVs, and it's like, yeah, but no ship does. But the point is like is shooting down a whole flight of Dutch airstrike ships like not worth mentioning? When the Hakuryu went for me, I didn't deter the strike. Yeah, no fucking BB in the game does. Like, how is that a downside? How is it a downside that you get clowned on by carriers? Every single ship in the game gets clowned on by carriers. Like, yeah, some ships, have like zero AA, right? Like an Ashima against midway planes. Like, that's a downside of Shima. You can't shoot any planes down. Okay, maybe, but like, this boat is still going to shoot down more planes than like almost any tier 9 battleship will. And like that's what we have to resort to justify the game design. It's like, HP pool is too low when CVs fuck you. FAA isn't good enough when airplanes fuck you, and it's like I don't even just agree with that. I mean, I don't know, man. Like this PO can't really reliably hit me. Also, we're small, right? I mean, we're in this tier 8 hull. We're in a ship that's just physically small compared to most tier 9 BBs, right? Like that is also an asset. I mean, I don't know, dude. It's just I just see so much coping. Like I was saying the other day, you could put this ship in a tier 10 with just more HP. Like I'm dead fucking serious, dude. You could copy paste this hull, these guns, this reload, this hydro, this maneuverability. If you gave this thing 85,000 health, it's a tier 10. Like it just is. It just is a tier 10. I mean, they literally could put this ship in tier 10 by just slapping 20k health on it. Like this ship with Montana HP pool is harder to kill than Montana. That's a fact. I mean, that's not up for debate. The ship is if this ship had Montana HP pool, it would already be like a worthy side grade to Montana. Because think about it, this ship with Montana HP pool would have like 40% worse guns than Montana with double the survivability and a hydro and a def AA. Like that's a tier 10. So this PVO runs around the rock. We hit the acceleration. 3 seconds go by. 4 seconds. We're going to basically turn our front guns onto this guy in like 10 seconds. We're going to rip the DCP, which will cover 3 salvos if he shoots at me. And basically about 10 seconds, with my ass being pointed at him, I'm going to dev strike him. I just turned the entire boat in like 10 seconds. I mean, sign me up for Formula 1, buddy. The cornering on this thing, it's unbelievable. And like we're done shooting him. And, if the game extended, we're able to shoot this main in like 10 more seconds because we can turn back around 180 in 10 more seconds. Like, I don't know, dude. I'm telling you, it's just diabolical. It's diabolical. Doesn't matter the lobby I'm in. It doesn't matter really what ships I'm in. Like, it's impossible to torp, so torpedoes are no threat. It's impossible to hit with BBAP, so even like a main shooting at you at 15 kilometers isn't really a problem. Colombo shooting at you, you can even dodge most of that. I don't know, man. The ship is it's so stupid. It's so fucking stupid, and that's the term I would use. I just don't, it's hard to say it's overpowered. It is though. I mean, it is. I'm like trying to tone the bias down because like I just feel like this fucking boat is ridiculous. Like I just feel like bad games didn't happen in this ship. Like legitimately, I legitimately felt like bad games in Indiana just don't occur because you don't ever like die in it. I mean, yeah, there were a couple of super ship games where it was tough, especially like a super CV. There were a couple of super CV games that were kind of tough, I guess. But like, I don't know, man. I just don't know. I've got like 2 dozen games in the boat. Um, and I've only played it solo. And I mean, I'm averaging like tier 10 stats. I mean, you guys know if you watch this channel that I don't really consider myself very good at damage farming and like I'm like close to my main average damage in this boat because it just gets it what it does is it gets in positions where any BB in the game would die and it doesn't die. And that's what happens. Like you get in these brawls at like 6 kilometers and you get cross torped by a Fletcher and your Iowa or even your Montana would hit like 6 Fletcher torps and get dev struck and this thing hits 0 torps. And so you like do this horseshit drive by on a BB, this horseshit brawl, and then like the teammates that try to help him don't even land a shell on you, don't even land a torp on you. And so you get in situations in Indiana where on paper you're in like a 1v2, 1v3, 1v4, but like you're effectively just in four 1v1s because you sprint out on a broadside Iowa to dev strike it as like the Jaeger stacks all the torps on you, but your Hydro spots the torps at 4.5 kilometers. You have 20 seconds to react and you dodge all the torps. So he didn't get to impact the 1v2. It's just a 1v1. And like that's how it feels like every or almost every engagement at close range in this boat goes. You get within 12 kilometers and you're in an infinitely superior version of Iowa. The HP pool doesn't really matter. I mean, it's just I just, I just don't even know. I don't even know. Don't even know. We're in the port. I mean, I don't know, man. It's degree for boat. All right, equipment. Like I said, we're running tank plus build. I just think it's the build. Legitimately, like it just. I can't even stress how little concealment matters on this boat. Can't be hit. You can't hit. You. No one can hit you at 15. Like it. I don't know. Go ahead, run a normal BB spec. It's probably going to be easier to play. I just didn't care. I ran this as a troll spec, and it was like, wait, it actually just doesn't matter. Doesn't literally doesn't matter. So I do run FAA over spotter, and so a couple of things I think are a must. I mean, obviously you're going to run steering and aiming and cold ECP. Those are non-negotiables, right? The only thing we're doing really abnormal here is we're running ship consumables for an extra 4 seconds of DCP, right? But you got to take range. I do think you have to take range because the base range is like 20. It's like 19 kilometers or something. So you got to run range. And then you could run the spotter. You don't need the spotter for the extra range, but obviously spotters help with blind firing and help with shooting over islands a lot. But because of the low HP pool and the AA being decent, I did very much enjoy the Def AA. Like I had many games where I just think I would have not lived without the Def AA. That I would definitely recommend the DFAA overall. And then all of these modules are just what you would run no matter what. Aside from this, you could take concealment if you really wanted to. And then Captain, we're running tank spec because we're trying to spot the torps at 4.5 km. Oh, and of course the turret traverse kind of sucks, right? So like with Grease the Gears, we like this is mandatory, this is mandatory, this is mandatory, and these are mandatory, right? And so like kind of the idea is I really didn't enjoy playing without Grease the Gears. And so but I also have to run this. So what 4 point skill do you give up to get both of these 2 points? And to me you give up the concealment. That you could give up the healing, like to be fair, because I mean, with IRPR, you're probably not going to use all the heals anyway, unless you just get lit on fire all the time. But you have the crazy DCP. So what I would recommend is if you don't want to run the tank spec, you want to run full concealment. You grab concealment here, and then I think you actually give up emergency repair expert because the boat is like really tanky because you just dodge everything. Like dying without 2 million pot is like very rare. And then like I said, the healing, the improved healing only covers fires, but you have the crazy DCP. So like I would say if you're gonna give up a 4 pointer, you could give up emergency repair and then slap that on turret traverse, or even like turret traverse PM and ERS, and then you could or grab vigilance. The vigilance is just really fucking funny. 56% torpedo mitigation. But more importantly, what's funny about it is you spot the torps with Hydra at 4.4 kilometers. And then it's a light cruiser that can see torps at 4.4. I mean, it's just like, what are we doing? So armor layout, right? This is what I mean. You're up armored here. This is 32 on Alabama Hull. And then we can look at the Citadel, and yep. Yep. There it is, boys. There it fucking is. Submarine. God bless. You can see here, this is the line where my tip of my cursor is. This is the water line right here. You can see it, and then the Citadel is a bit underneath. So, yep. Long range plunging fire can sit you through the roof. That's about it. Or if you're like aggressively turning in at close range, then your Citadel like barely comes to the water, and you can theoretically get hit there. Yeah, it's just another one of those BB clown cars. It's, let's see, what are its features? Number one, it's impossible to torpedo, so torp boats are fucked. Number two, it physically cannot die to fires, so HE spamming cruisers, especially light cruisers, are fucked. Yeah, like the usual suspects get fucked, right? I mean, just typical battleship game design in the Big 25. Like, it's just literally immune to HE spam and torps, aka immune to cruisers and torpedo boats. Yeah, really cool, really cool. I mean, the boat, like we said, is kind of, it's small because it's a tier 8. It's not very big. I mean, the superstructure is pretty big, like you can see, right? But, yeah, the HP pool is, against surface ships, against destroyers, against cruisers, against battleships, is pretty much just a meme that it has low HP because it just dodges. It's, oh man. It's OG Los Andes maneuverability with a fucking 5 km hydro. I mean, what are we doing? What are we fucking doing? Good grief. Indiana, bro. Indiana. Fucking Indiana, dude. Indiana clown car and the fucking rudder of stupidity. My god, what a boat. Yeah, but don't spend your money on it. I mean, like as absurd as this ship is, like this is how crazy Rhode Island is, right? As absurd as this ship is, like Rhode Island even tier for tier is better. And it's going to be probably cheaper in Black Friday. So, like I said, if you got that much money burning a hole in your pocket and you want to fucking blow it on World of Warships, you just buy the fucking Rhode Island. That's all there is to it. All right. That'll do it for the Indiana inspection. As always, thank you for watching, and we will see you in the next one.